Bonjour mes amis, thanks for joining us on Survey Homestead. This is a repair video. We're going to look at my old ZT6601, a commercial zero-turn mower. Hope this helps you out. Well, this old mower has a long history. It was for a buddy of mine and I just couldn't fix it at the time, and one of his employees had done some strange electrical quote-unquote repairs, and so I held on to it for years, and it was basically just going to be junked. And a few years ago, when we had no tractor, I really needed something large to cut the grass. So I tried to revive it, and it needed a carburetor, or so I thought, after I finally figured out the electrical issues. So if the carburetors went down in price, I found a really cheap foreign one, and then I still had to manufacture this air pipe system, which is not perfect, but I got it to run. Then it still wasn't running well. Then I discovered that it was one of the coils. It was going out every once in a while. So I found coils, replaced both of them, and it kind of saved us. I was able to cut a lot of the outer yard with it a couple of years ago. So just kind of some of that further out stuff, I was able to take care of that without having to try to strain our normal zero-turn mower that takes care of the inner yard. But then the belt that operates the blades kept coming off, and so I didn't use it at all last year because we just bought the old John Deere 2010, and I used it to take care of the big area. And so now I need this thing again, and I saw that one of the belts was really bad, and I found a little trick to use a belt that I already had. And I used another trick with a spring for tension that I'll show you guys in a second. So this was the original belt for the blades. It went around all three spindles and then around the tensioning pulley. And it was, man, look at that. It's terrible. I don't know how it was still working last 2 years ago. So I propped up the mower, got some lights and a fan, and started looking at it. So the blade belt goes around this spindle pulley and this one in the middle, and then this is driven by the main one from the back at the engine, and then that one keeps tension on it, and then that one. This one doesn't have a spring, it just has a rod that pushes it, and it's adjustable. So that's pretty cool. I just love old stuff that can be adjusted and fixed. So I found a belt that was nice and sturdy, but it was a little too short, so I just rerouted it. And so this front pulley doesn't have as much touching it. You know, normally the belt like wrapped around it 3/4 of the way, but I just kind of rerouted it and forced it over, so it's only being touched by about 1/3, but hopefully it still works. So that's a cool trick. Just keep on trying, and you might have something you already have that you can fix your equipment with, at least for now. Cajuns never quit. And then the real problem I had started working on this for was that long belt that went all the way from the electric PTO back here under the engine to the front larger pulley that I just showed you to drive the spindles. And so it had this spring on it. This spring was so worn out right here where it was touching the hook that it probably would have broken in maybe one more year of use. So I broke it off right there, smoothed it out with the grinder, and bent it a little shorter on both sides. So I'm hoping it gives me a little more tension, because that belt would slip off maybe when I got in tall grass, or it might have been every time I turned the PTO off and turned it back on, the belt would just come off. So I'm hoping that shortening this spring a little bit makes it pull tighter and keep more tension on that belt under there. I hope this helps some of you guys out. Stay hydrated. If it's hot and humid like it is here in South Louisiana, you can keep a moist rag with you to wipe your sweat and kind of cool you off a little bit. It really helps a lot. So take care. Thanks for watching Survey Homestead. Keep on fixing stuff. Au revoir.